introduce the organizers and the lineup, so to say, of today's speakers, and then we start. So, study electrical engineering in Germany. These are our guests. First of all, thank you very much for your time, for joining us. And the organizer of the session is 𝘗𝘓𝘕𝘓 University, probably from where you know about the study programs or you are about to hear about them and discover them. If you're searching for study programs offered by German universities, you can find the complete database with more than 24,000 programs listed in English, in German, and different languages. I frequently also get questions about universities. Can you advise which university would be best fit for me? And then I use this page of ours, which is called 𝘈𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘀, where you can also find information about universities and all the things they offer, events they have, all of the things is listed there. I think this is quite nice information for internationals, also, I don't know, German applicants, if you wish, and so on. Our articles are quite comprehensive. If there are today as well questions about visa, scholarship, and all of that kind, I will probably linking you those articles because I think they are quite informative. And once you want to, in case you want to get information like quickly and about specific topic, you could also use them. The webinars making your search and your future program search kind of interactive is the webinars when you have this chance of getting to know the study programs from wherever you are joining us right now. We also have general webinars, and general webinars are about topics such as Uni-Assist, scholarship, visa, studying in Germany, opportunity card, blocked account, and all of that. We also try to be helpful and have another round of Q&A to clarify your questions. So you could use these two sources to already kind of full prepared about applying to Germany. The other day I had a webinar when somebody said, you know, I pay 3,000 to one of the organizations who will do a application for me. And therefore, I was like, please join the webinars. You will be prepared and you could save the 3,000 euro. Also, it was euro to do the application yourself because you have asked for general questions and you have guest speakers to directly get to know answers about your programs. Therefore, use this tool and use the webinars. This is our team. We are counseling in different languages because the webinars take place in different languages, and we are happy to share the experience. And if you see the flag of Georgia here, we even had webinars in Georgian language. So if you have questions in Georgian, please feel free to post them here. I'm happy to take them. All right, so I use the study finder and I just want to show you that you can really narrow down the search and find suitable programs really easily because you have quickly used filters and you have different filters that you can adjust even about application. Maybe you want to use Uni-Assist or you want to avoid Uni-Assist and all of that. You can adjust all those filters and have results that could be interesting. And then you can favor the programs to know, for example, when they are participating in a webinar or maybe directly before webinar, get in contact with them because the emails are also listed there. If you just think of studying electrical engineering and Germany is one of the options and you just want to know what it really offers, what are the rankings and all of that. We also have updated subject pages and they are quite comprehensive. They also provide information about subjects, university study programs in this subject, let's say requirements and all of that. In case you're interested, you could also have a look. If you are joining or you are trying to understand the German system of universities and all of that, and you see some are called universities and others universities of applied science, and you don't really understand the difference, frequently I get questions is about job. Can I find a job if I graduate from University of Applied Science? Because will my degree be recognized? Yes, of course. And we have very competent people today to answer this question as well. But in case you wish, you could say that you could also check our article. But another way is that I want to mention that universities usually provide programs that are more research and theory oriented. Universities of Applied Sciences usually have application practice oriented courses, but there are exceptions on both sides. Usually there are exceptions, therefore please check the program content itself. And this is the reason why we also host these subject webinars. Another thing I want to mention is that frequently I also get questions, can I apply if I have this and that background? And you are welcome to send these questions. Just in case you have this question and there is no webinar starting in a few minutes, you could always do a quick pre-check and see if you meet qualification requirements. And the qualification requirements usually are quite set and strict. And once you meet them, you can gladly start your application. All right, so now this not that informative part is now ending because I'm about to give the mic to Professor Dr. 𝘱𝘢𝘔𝘕 and 𝘈𝘕ke who will be presenting from Offenburg University of Applied Sciences Master Communication and Media Engineering Study Program.
Thank you very much for this great introduction and all the information. So my name is 𝘱𝘢𝘔𝘕. I'm professor at the Offenburg University of Applied Science, and I'm the dean of the study program, Communication and Media Engineering. And also here in the Zoom meeting, we have 𝘈𝘕𝘔𝘔, and she is the coordinator of the program. So you have already seen the map of Offenburg. Yeah, okay, it works. Of not the map of Offenburg, but map of Germany. Yeah, and you can see that Offenburg is in the south of Germany. Yeah, here, and we are located opposite of Strasbourg in France. And we are also located in the Black Forest, so we have lots of forests, and it's a nice area. Also from this photo here in the background, you can see that we have vineyards, so this is also a wine region, and we have also lots of fruits. So it's a really nice area here in the south, and it's also the warmest region in Germany. So when we continue to the next slide, a little bit slow here. Yeah, so we are located in Baden-Württemberg. That's one of the states of Germany, and we are one of the, let's say, strongest economic regions. Yeah, we have lots of companies there, like Mercedes, yeah, Daimler-Benz. You probably know, yeah, the cars, and Porsche. Yeah, this is a Porsche actually. Yeah, we have Porsche here next to us, and also smaller companies, yeah, for sensors and systems like company 𝘱 and Vega, and also there's Herrenknecht. This is also a bigger company, so it's there's lots of industry in this region, so there are lots of good opportunities to get a job after your studies here in Offenburg. So an overview of our university. We have around 3,800 students here in Offenburg. We have more than 400 international students, and we have 24 master degree programs and 26 bachelor degree programs. And as an University of Applied Science, we are also having or doing lots of research. So what you can see here, we have 11 research institutes here in Offenburg. That's quite big, and it's also very nice because students, they can also work or do some practical work and let's say seminar works or project works with research institutes. Actually, I'm also leading one research institute, and it's the Institute for Unmanned Aerial Systems. And you can also do the PhD afterwards, after your master studies. So we are able, also to graduate PhD students. So this you can also see here from the number where we have currently 60 PhD students. So we were founded in 1964, and we have 4 departments and the study program Communication and Media Engineering. It's belongs actually to 2 departments. It's the media department and the department for electrical, medical engineering and computer science. So to say something, I want to say something about the program, Communication and Media Engineering. So it's a combination, of communication and media subjects, So it's also added with computer science. And you can see here, let's say the program structure. We have courses and lectures from communication side, the media side. We have also general and non-technical knowledge. We offer you also German language courses. And here in the last box, we can see project and scientific work. So you can also do some project work, as I mentioned before, with the research institutes, and you can work on up-to-date research projects. So, and one advantage of our university, as we are a university of applied science, the classes are smaller, and with the most subjects, we have also lab. So you can gain practical experience, and that's really nice, so that you can have a theory, but also you can do some experiments. And we can say the study program, it has elements from communication engineering and media engineering. So we can just shortly have a look to the module overview. I don't want to go in detail, but you can directly see that this program has 4 semesters. We have also modules which are which go over 2 semesters, like here computer science. We have here signals and system theory. We have internet and media technologies. In the first semester, we have also this language course. So typically, when you come from an international, from another country, and you don't have any German skills, so you will take part in the German language course. And let's say here in the 3rd semester, we have also management and scientific working skills. And in the final semester, in the 4th semester, you will do your master thesis. This can be done either at the university, or you can do your master thesis in industry at a company. And then we have also a module which lasts over semester 2 and 3, with in total 15 credits, in which you can select the courses you are interested in. So typically, we have every semester a list, with different courses you may take, but you can also take courses from other faculties in which you might be interested in. And here's just some alumni. So for example, we have here Krishna Hedge. So actually, I supervised him with his master thesis. My background is also radar engineering, and so he also did some projects with me, and now he is a radar signal processing engineer with Magna. And you can see here different alumni. For example, here Stephen Osei-Kufur. He works now with Ericsson. So the perspectives are quite good. And now Ulrike Norder, she will say something about the program. Here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ulrike Nordau. I'm the CME coordinator. CME consists of 4 semesters. Um, the language of instruction is English, and we only start in winter semester. For the program, you can get altogether 120 ECTS credits. The application season already started in January and will last till 31st of March for applicants from outside of the EU. Students who reside in the EU, they still have the chance to apply till the 15th of July. So if we ask for bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, information theory related fields like computer science, and we ask for, as the course is taught in English language, you should submit proof of your English language skills. So we accept level B, either TOEFL or IELTS certificate. The state of Baden-Württemberg asks for tuition fees for non-EU citizens, which amount to 1,500 euro per semester. And there are additional fees of 320 euro. So this makes 1,820 euro per semester.
Okay, good. So I will continue. So just some practical information for studying in Offenburg University. So yeah, we have also lots of support for international students. So first of all, I mean, when you come here, you need an accommodation. So you will get some assistance in finding accommodations. Then what is also quite nice is that senior students will support you the first 2 months. Yeah, so when you arrive in Offenburg, they will take you maybe from the train station, yeah, to your apartment, and they will show you around. So if you have any questions, you can just ask the older students who will take care about you. And then what is also special, I mean, yeah, we have here the senior service, and actually we got for this prize from the German Academic Exchange Service. So the senior service, it's with senior citizens from Offenburg. Yeah, so they help also the students. Yeah, and there's a network. So typically, also in each student, international student, have yeah, let's say a senior body, yeah, and from a citizen from Offenburg, this is quite helpful. Yeah, the people or the senior citizens, they help the students for, let's say, administrative tasks, what is quite helpful, and they like to get to know, yeah, about your country, and they like to speak then in English with you, and it's really nice. And there we have also a senior service evening. And for sure, we have also an international evening every year in the winter semester. There are students from, yeah, all our international students do some presentations, their dances, and then they cook their national dishes, and everybody can try the different foods. And for sure, we have also further activities, yeah, organized by the graduate school, yeah, like sport programs, yeah, excursions to companies that might be of interest interest for you. And here are some impressions, about our cultural program and excursions. So what's maybe also of interest for you, I mean, we are located in the Black Forest, and we have also some small hills for skiing. And so if you haven't seen snow so far, or if you are interested in learning skiing, this would be also the right place for you, because we also have snow sometimes in the winter time, and you can go skiing. This is a photo from the international evening we have every year I just mentioned, and some other pictures from some activities. And now I'm coming to the end of my presentation. So thanks you for your attention. And you can also follow us on the LinkedIn and Instagram. We are posting lots of videos about our social activities, and about our study program. So we would be happy if you're following us. And thank you for your attention again. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat.
Let's move to Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences and Professor Dr. Peter Fromm, who will be presenting Electrical Engineering and Information Technology Master of Science program.
Moving a little bit from the south of Germany to the middle, we are located in Darmstadt. That's pretty close to Frankfurt, in a very metropolitan area. So we have a little bit less mountains as compared to Offenburg, but the weather is also good at our end. So it's definitely a place worthwhile to come. Here you actually get some impressions about the city of Darmstadt. It's a medium-sized city. It's not as large as Berlin. It's a little bit larger than Offenburg. And I think, especially as an international student, it's a very nice place to come, because Darmstadt is one of the large technical university cities in Germany. We have Aachen, we have Munich, we have Karlsruhe, which are probably known names. And also Darmstadt belongs to this group. So we have a very large number of a truly international community here in the city, which makes it very nice for a living. So what am I going to present you? I would like to show you a little bit like what is the idea of our program. Then we will briefly talk about the application process and also provide you at the end some contact information. In this meeting, my colleague Sabine Francois is also who's the course coordinator, and basically we are both here to help you and to answer any questions you might ask when it comes to our university. So the International Master in Electrical Engineering is, I think, one of the oldest masters we have in Germany. And the very special thing is that it has been designed for international students right away from the beginning. So by now it's, I think, 28, 29 years old. It's amazing. And the key idea of this master program is actually to provide international students an entrance into the German labor market. So Nino already explained a little bit the idea or the difference between universities and universities of applied science. We also belong to this group of universities of applied science. Theoretically, you can also do a PhD at our program, but this is not the main goal. The main goal of our program is to get you into the labor market. And how do we do that? Of course, one thing is really state-of-the-art engineering training at our university. But in addition, as we will see in a few seconds, you will also go into industry very quickly, so that you will actually spend 2 semesters at our university, and afterwards you will do an internship of 6 semesters in industry, and then you will do your master's thesis in industry. So it's really a step-by-step approach to get you into a working environment here in Germany. All the lectures are completely held in English. Still, we think that as you want to work in Germany, and more than 80% of our graduates are staying here, it is super important to also learn German. So we will also put you into German classes, which will go through the complete program. So it's not only a one-time course, but you will have German classes throughout all the semesters you are here at the universities. And a lot of our students are actually reaching a German level of B1 or even B2 at the end, which is pretty good also to communicate in our society. Darmstadt is a different land as compared to Offenburg. So we are in the lucky situation that our government is not forcing us to take tuition fees from international students. So our study is not really for free, but once you have entered the program and after you have paid a few minor fees at the beginning, you only have to pay the regular semester fee like every German student, which is also including a 𝘸𝘪𝘵𝘩𝘪𝘐, so a public transportation ticket, which allows you to take any public transportation in Germany. Okay, concerning the content, if you're interested in the details of the program, please visit our website at the end. Here I will only show you a brief overview. So we are providing a master in electrical engineering and information technology. And for this, we are offering 4 majors. We are actually focusing a little bit on I would almost say, the traditional majors. So we have automation, communication, embedded, and power, which basically allows our graduates to enter any kind of a company afterwards. You might have heard that at the moment, the economy in Germany, like in many other countries, is suffering a little bit from some strange white men who are running some governments on this planet. And as a consequence, for example, the automotive industry in Germany is not doing that well. It might be better in 2 years ago, 2 years ahead, who knows. But through this very wide approach of providing a study program, basically everybody can join any kind of a company afterwards. And as I said, 80% of our graduates are staying in Germany, and we have by now a truly large community of graduates who have entered the industrial market over the last couple of years, and which are also supporting our juniors when they come to Germany. One of the special things, as I mentioned before, is you will only have 2 semesters in the university, and then we will kick you into the cold water of industry. So you will be doing an internship followed by the master thesis industry. So 50% of the program actually will be exposed to practical training in companies, which is, as we see and believe, a great door opener for also finding a job afterwards. We have a very good or well-equipped set of labs. This is, I think, one of the strengths of our universities. We have a very good funding from the Hessen state. So we have perfect labs in, for example, high voltage labs. We have robotics labs. We have embedded labs. We have communication labs where students can really learn hands-on and get the theory they learned in the lectures into a practical application, which of course is one of the key ideas of universities of applied science. In addition, we are providing a lot of services to particularly help the international students to enter the German society well. So we are actually starting 1.5 months before the regular lectures are starting with technical bridging classes. We will have German classes. We will have excursions. We are visiting, for example, Heidelberg. We are visiting a very nice museum in Bonn, Haus der Geschichte, the House of History, showing a little bit the German history to also really show you where you have landed. We will have intercultural trainings. We have language trainings. We will have meetings with the senior students to get you well equipped. And also very, very important, we are providing housing services for our students, because finding a place to live in a large city like Darmstadt is pretty challenging. So when you actually apply to our program, you can apply for a house or for an apartment at the same time. And we have a certain amount of rooms through the university Studierendenwerk services, which we have reserved for international students and which are occupied or can be used by the international students then. The program is free of tuition fees, as I said, but we are taking certain amounts during the application process. The application itself, so before, which will check whether you are applicable or feasible for our program or not, is free of tuition fees. So you don't have to pay a single euro for getting your application checked. And only once we have accepted your application, we are requesting some fees to enter the program. So the first fee which you have to pay will be the 190 euro acceptance fee. This will cover basically the services of the pre-semester classes and the application portal and everything what we are offering. Then, very important, if you decide to take a room through our services, you will have to pay the first month of rent and the deposit. This is round about 1,300 euros. It depends a little bit about the room which you are taking. And then for the courses, language training, etc., a small fee of 840 euros. Very important, these are one-time fees. You only have to pay them at the period of the application. Afterwards, you will only have to pay the 383 roundabout euros per semester, the normal semester fee, which is, as I said, including the Deutschland ticket, which is making most of the costs. The application process at our university is highly competitive. We typically have around 1,800 applicants, international applicants who are applying for our program. Out of this, 100 to 125 will join the program. And in addition, we will have typically 25 up to 40 German students. So you will have a class size of around about 30 to 40 students, which is a nice small group per major. And then, well, we call it a little bit the M.Sc family. Everybody knows each other. What do we expect? This is actually very similar to what you already have heard from my colleague in Offenburg. We want to see a bachelor degree in electrical engineering or equivalent. We expect an excellent transcript of records. So typically our applicants will have a score of 80% or better. This is not a fixed number. We look a little bit also at the university and the subjects you have taken. We expect an English certificate, TOEFL degree or yields degree with a score of 88 or 6.5 for the yields. Working experience is highly appreciated. German skills are also appreciated, but the last two are not a must. The selection then will be done by a board of professors, so there is no uni assist in our application process. Everything will be checked by my colleagues and by myself. And basically, we will actually take 80% on technical qualification, and then we reserve a couple of seats for the country profile and for social aspects. So especially students where, for example, the partner already is in Germany, they will get a certain preference social bonus to get into the program. The application will go through our own portal, 𝘱𝘓𝘕. It's pretty straightforward. You simply create an account, you upload your document. All this is for free. Then my colleagues and me will check your application, and then you will get a feedback whether we are accepting your application or not. And when you actually accept, or when we have accepted your application, you have to decide to take the seat, and this is done by paying the first fee, deciding whether you want to have a apartment through our services, and so forth. In addition to this portal, we are offering a couple of online meetings which will be performed over the next couple of weeks. This is shown a little bit here in this timeline. So we will have the first online meeting in 1 week, I think, where we are explaining our new students how the application process is working. Then we will have another online tutorial on visa and finance, on housing, health insurance, enrollment and onboarding. And during this process, you will also meet your senior students. We will every year have a group of senior students who will act as tutors for the new students to actually support them coming to our nice city of Darmstadt and our university. So this was a very fast glance into our program. This is a picture of the last year's students. As you can see, we have a truly international group, although a strong area is actually India, Pakistan, that area, but also students from South America, Middle America, Europe, the Russian countries are coming. And it's really every year, again, a super fascinating journey, seeing how these new students are developing at our university and then really develop a career path here in Germany. On the last slide, you will actually be provided the slides, I assume, from Nino. You have the contact data, so you actually can use this email address, which will allow you to get in contact with Sabine and myself. And in addition, please check our website where you will actually see all the steps which I've mentioned in way more detail. And also you will get the link to the application portal and the preconditions for the applications over there. So thank you very much.
Mic to Professor Gerbach and Ms. Rachel, who will be talking about AI-driven design, sensors and optics, scientific instrumentation study program from Jena, Master of Science study program.
Also from my side, for the description of our master course program, which is called Scientific Instrumentation, which is not directly related to electronics, because we are addressing some topics, some fields which are more than only electronics, more than only mechanics, more than only mechatronics, but you will see later on. Okay, some words about Jena. Jena is somehow, if we will follow the line from the south region of Germany to the region around Frankfurt, and now we are a little more to the center of Germany. There's the city of Jena, currently about 108,000 inhabitants, with some quite good relation to other countries, to other destinations here in Germany. Okay, what's also very important, we are located at a river in a valley so far, so you will have lots of countrysides, you will have lots of additional possibilities what you can do next to your studies. Let me tell you some words about Jena. It's also called a high technology city, which is based on some historical facts. So we have famous persons here in Jena called, for example, Carl Zeiss. He was industrialist. He founded the company Zeiss. Then we have Ernst-Abbe. He's also not the founder of our university, but our university was named Ernst-Abbe because he was a physics and he investigated lots of optical principles. And later on, also one person called Otto Schott, and he was a material scientist and he investigated different kinds of glass materials. And all of three together, they were the base for the current situation, the current high technology approach here in Jena. What you can find here in Jena are two universities, our university, which is a University of Applied Sciences. Then we have also the Friedrich Schiller University, which is a classical university. Then next to the universities, we have in total, I think 12 or 14 different kinds of research institutes from the major research institutions from Germany, which are Fraunhofer, Leibniz, Helmholtz, and also Max Planck. And then we have also lots of well-known companies like Zeiss, like Jabil Optics, having some site here in Jena, and even more. And most or lots of these companies, they are so-called hidden players, which you do not know by name, but they have some impact, they have some influence on your daily life because of their product, because of their technology so far. Okay. Let's talk about Jena as a city. As you can see here, we have a very nice countryside. We have about 110,000 inhabitants with some quite of a nice atmosphere. We have the river, which also supports and also have some benefits. We have lots of possibilities to stay outside here in Jena and the nature side. We have also a very nice city center so far. Where students can enjoy their life next to the studies. But we want to focus on our study program. And so let's go a little bit closer to our university. Our university, it's a so-called University of Applied Sciences. We have 9 departments with around 4,200 students, and about 1,100 are from foreign countries, from Asia, from Africa, from South America, most probably, and also from the Russian republics so far. In total, we have 27 bachelor courses, 23 master courses, and 2 master courses are in English. One of them is our course, or my course, Scientific Instrumentation. The other one is Applied Material Sciences. We also have the possibility to make different kinds of research projects for PhD. Currently, we have running about 60 different kinds of topics in the field of techniques, technology. The same is also with different kinds of other like sciences like economics and social sciences so far. As you can see here, our campus is close by. In total, we have 6 buildings located in the near of about 5 minutes of walk so far. So everything is close together so that the study environment is quite nice for studying. Okay, let's go a little bit to our course. We called it AI-driven design, sensors and optics. As mentioned before, we are addressing more than only the individual subjects like mechanical engineering, more than only electronical engineering. So you're also addressing different kinds of applications for sensors, for optics, and also for the design. Our general approach of the course is that for sure our language of introduction is English. We have a study duration of 4 semesters. 3 of them are taught lectures, seminars, and labs here at our university. The practical emphasis is very important. So most of our lectures also contains different kinds of labs, different kinds of practical experience in which the students will learn how to work, how to use different kinds of equipments, how to make different kinds of investigations, how to measure something so far. And the final topic, the final semester is occupied with our master thesis, which could be done at our university, but which also could be done in a research institute all over Germany and also in one of the companies here in Jena or also in Germany so far. And also Europe for sure. Okay, let's talk about a little bit more about the content of our program. So what is the final scope, what we are addressing? As I try to explain is that we have different kinds of optical applications, we have different kinds of electronical applications, but what you can see here are a total number of different kinds of subjects what you are addressing within our course. So the students will learn something about lasers and laser technologies, especially something which is also related to quantum technologies, which is one of the most important or one of the key factors for the future. The same is also with optics and photonics. As mentioned before, Jena is directly related with optics, and it's also called optical relays. What else? We talk about different kinds of approaches for the design, in this case, mechanical design and simulation. And next to these topics, we also talk different kinds of materials characterization, and also how to generate different kinds of functional materials like ceramics, like different kinds of metallic materials, and the same is also for glass materials, which is one of the major research topics at our university. And next to these materials or something which related to the materials is also something which is related to micro and nano technologies. We have a clean room here at our university where the students or in which the students will also work. They will learn how to generate different kinds of nanostructures and microstructures. As it's shown here, it's some kind of a mesostructure for optical applications, for example. And for sure, we talk about different kinds of applications, and also we are using different kinds of approaches for process engineering. And finally, some topics which are related to make some simulations, make some predictions. We also have different modules which are related to scientific computing and also artificial intelligence. And a final element is also different kinds of German language courses. One of our integrated directly from the first semester, you can learn or you have to learn different kinds of Germans depending on your skills. You could start from A1 level, but we offer also courses in German until the level C1, which is one of the major parts, because we identified in the recent years that German companies, for sure, they are able to work or to have some conversation in English, but with the knowledge in German, it's more comprehensive to work in companies, and it's also easier for the students to get some starting point in a German company if they are able to understand German so far. Okay, let's talk about our program. So in principle, what is common, we are addressing different kinds of fields in the first semester, but beginning from the second semester, the students, they have to decide, they have to choose one special field for their specialization, what they are interested in. And so we offer in total 3 different kinds of fields of specialization. The first one, it's design of precision instruments, which is more related to mechanics, but not pure mechanics, mostly applied mechanical engineering, applied mechatronics to design complex technical systems. And the topics which are more related to electronics are materials and processes. Here we talk about different kinds of approaches, how to generate, how to manufacture materials, how to achieve them. For example, what you can see here on the right side is something which I did in my past. This is something which is also called 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘆, and I worked on this for several years. This is also one of our approaches to tell the students how to generate such kind of devices, how to deposit different kinds of materials, and how to characterize the materials. And also something which is also related to electronics, it's optics and photonics, because here we talk about different kinds of applications which are related to measurement technologies, but also to semiconductor industries and also to different kinds of AI approaches. So in these modules, or in all of these 3 fields of specialization, there are topics which are related to simulations, for example, mechanical simulation, material simulations, and also different kinds of optical simulations, the same as also with AI approaches, which are part of our program in all of these fields of specialization so far. What is very important is to know what the students could do afterwards. In principle, the possibilities, the perspectives are unlimited. Lots of our students who graduated, they work in research institutes making their PhD. They work in companies responsible for different kinds of process development and process engineering. I supervise different kinds of topics which are related to aerospace industries and also simulations. And also mechanical engineers will have the benefit because of our interdisciplinary approach so far. The same is also with computational engineers, because our scope is to talk about or to educate the persons to use different kinds of approaches for the application. For example, we have also an institute which are called Center for Applied Artificial Intelligence, where the students learn how to apply these different kinds of tools for their purpose so far. Okay, let's talk about what you can expect from our campus. In principle, we have a very good equipped campus with different kinds of measurement systems, with different kinds of systems for producing something, and the same is also with the clean room, which is not only available for the workers and for the researchers. No, our approach is that the students will go into these different kinds of environments. They will do their lab experiment. They will do different kinds of investigations to learn how to use different kinds of measurement system, to use different kinds of machines for their approach, for their purpose so far. I talked quite intensively about the campus and our study program. What are the admission requirements? Here we talk about a university degree in, I would not say in any kind of natural sciences or fundamental sciences or engineering sciences. But in principle, if you have your background in physics, electronics, computer science, mechatronics, and instrumentations, mechanical engineering, you could apply for our program, because our approach is interdisciplinary. For sure, we also expect some English requirements and also different kinds of grades, but this is something you can learn, or you can also ask us so far. Okay, what are our for our administrative topics? I would hand over to Nancy Reichel if she will be available.
Yeah, hello from my side. I'm Nancy Reichel, and I will be your course coordinator if you decide to come to Jena, to the beautiful green Jena. Yeah, you have to apply until 1st of April, because you need enough time to arrange your visa, and also, yeah. And lectures start in October, middle of October. So before, we also have a summer school German course. We have some orientation courses, culture things to connect and to have some fun before starting the lectures. You apply directly via us. We have our own application portal, which is called Campus Portal. You have to register there, and then very easily you fill in the gaps and upload the documents. And then it comes to Professor Gerber and me, and we will check in detail your application. So we don't work together with UniAssist, we do it by ourselves because we want to decide if you fit to our course or not. As you see, the course is quite diverse. You can specify to different topics, and because of that, we accept a wide range of students. So we check in detail what is your CGPA. This is the basic thing we decide. And then you can get extra points for the work experience you have or scientific experience. And we check which courses that you had in bachelor, or do you have maybe a master's course? And then we see, do you fulfill the requirements, the theoretical requirements which we need and which you need to pass the course. So in the chat, there have been a lot of questions. Can I apply with mathematics and these things? Give it a try, because we will check in detail and we cannot say it fits or does not fit, because it depends on your university, on your country, and all these things on your bachelor course. Okay, now let's speak about fees and expenses. We are located a bit more in the east of Germany. Maybe you know that the more the east you go, the cheaper it goes. So we have the same monthly fees or semester fees, which you have everywhere in Germany. This is round about 380, 350 euro, but it covers transportation ticket for Germany. And that's all we charge from you. So we have no tuition fees, we have no admission fees. So it's quite cheap to study with us in comparison to other cities in Germany. And still we have, of course, the same high quality of university. We are a governmental funded university with a very high qualification, a very high quality. Okay, what do you need in total? No, can you stay with fees? What do you need in total? In total, you need about 800, 900 euro per month. I know lots of my students which can manage with less. So we have the semester fee, I thought about that, and then we have the rent. If you go on the private market, it's about 360 per room or per one room flat. But we offer a dormitory, and on the picture at the end, at the back side of this picture, you see your orange building, and this is our dormitory next to the lecture halls. So, and at that dormitory, you can get a room in a shared flat, a private room for 240 euros per month only. So this is very much cheap, and we have a lot of dormitories all over the city. So in comparison to other cities in Germany, we offer good rooms for very cheap price. Okay. Then we also have a tutor program, so our seniors will pick you up from the train station. You do not need to feel alone and bring you to your dormitory. And we can skip that slide, because what is special with us, we have a very good career service. Because as you heard before, it can be tough to get into the German market, into the German labor market. That's what we want, that's what you want, and we support you. We have one-to-one counseling, we have workshops, we check your CV, we have events to go to the industry, plant visits, but also we invite the companies once a semester. The companies come to our university and speak about their offers and what they're looking for, and you can get direct contact with them. So we take a lot of effort to bring you very close by to our local companies. Yeah. And if you are nearby, I like to invite you to the 25th of April to come to our university. We have open campus. The labs will be open. I will be there. Professor Gerber will be there. And you can just see how it feels to be at our campus. And yeah, feel free to come at April if you have the possibility to go for a short trip to Germany. And that's all from our side. Let me have a short look at my page, what I wanted to say. I wanted to tell you that we have soccer arenas nearby, because I had a talk with a student from Ecuador, which finished his master's in scientific instrumentation very successfully in very short time. And I asked him, why did you came to Jena and not to another city in Western Germany? And he told me, because of the soccer. So every weekend he went to soccer. arena nearby, and he very much enjoyed. And he said, for soccer, it's the best place to be because the arenas are close by and good clubs are there. Okay, this is everything I wanted to tell you. And I think we are done with our presentation and go to the question answer one now.
Much from my side as well. It was indeed very interesting. And also thank you to all the panelists for taking the questions in written. Let's now start this round of Q&A. And Professor Gerbach, if you don't mind, you could stop the screen share so that we are all visible in a gallery view.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, let's then get started. And I want to also ask once again the questions that were already answered. The first one that came in was about the length of studies. As master's program, Hochschule was actually about retaking courses, and I see the question, the answer from Offenburg that it's possible to retake a course, and that semesters, I don't know if it's limited or not. So let's discuss this point. Is it possible to retake a course, or study semesters are limited? And since Professor Harter partially answered it, let's ask Ms. Nordau if what's the procedure. You are unmuted, but I think I cannot hear you. Is it only me or others also? No, we cannot hear you, but you are definitely unmuted, but I don't know. Maybe we could try that you rejoin us, and meanwhile then others will take this one.
Yeah. Maybe I can explain that a little bit from our end. So basically, you can retake courses. So in most state-based universities, the rule is that you can write an exam 3 times. And then in under certain situations, then you even have an oral retake exam. And this is nothing we are aiming for, but coming from a different country, of course, you have to get used to our style of questions. And we see that particularly in the first semester, although we are practicing exams with all the international students, it's quite a kind of a cultural shock when they're jumping into the first exam. And I think with this rather friendly solution, we have like a pretty big chance of getting you through the programs successfully. Yeah. And the other thing which we also advise to our students is you must balance a little bit your workload. We also have had a lot of questions like, can I work in parallel? Yes, of course, we are a free country. Everybody can work if you need to, and we see a growing need for that. But please don't expect that you can like manage a full-time study program and work and work-life balance in at the same time. This will not work out. So a lot of students are actually reducing the workload per semester. And again, this is of course possible in Germany. You are your own manager. The only thing you have to consider a little bit are possible limitations with your visa. So typically most of our Ausländerbehörde, they actually expect that you at least finish 50% of the credits per semester. We recommend our students to go for 50 to 75% as a minimum. And then basically it is possible to also work in parallel.
Thank you. Let's try with Ms. Nordau if it's working now.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I'm back.
Should I repeat the question? So it was the same question about I don't know if you could hear us, about the semester. Is it possible to retake a course, and or are the semesters limited?
At the end, the semesters are limited. We have 4 and it's limited to like 10, but it's no problem to retake the course. It's also a question of money because we have tuition fees in the state of Baden-Württemberg. So we really have to think about if it's worth then to study longer than you have to, you should to.
Okay, thank you. And from Jena?
Okay, so in principle, I can also confirm that at our university can also retake exams. We also identified some kind of a cultural gap in learning and writing exams, and these topics we are addressing since several years to, I would not say educate the students, but to teach the students how to approach the study style in Germany. This we introduced some years ago, and we made some progress. But for sure, especially the first semester is very critical for lots of students because they have a very new situation, new countryside, new people, new environment, new form of studies, new courses so far. Currently, there is no number or maximum number of semesters which are available or which are existent in 𝘗𝘓𝘕. But on the other side, we also know that students work next to our study program. In principle, our program is designed in such a way that it's a full-time job to study something, and for sure it could lead to some delays in studying with different kinds of consequences, financial points from visa point of view. But this is something we cannot influence, but we try to support our students as much as we can. But finally, they have to decide what will be their approach.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. The next question is about lab work. I have not done much lab work before. Will I fall behind? If any of you wants to take this one?
Yeah, I think this
Professor Fromm.
is one of the nice examples my colleague Professor Gerbach just mentioned. We have like a very strong hands-on way of teaching, and this is something the students have to learn. Yeah, I mean, they will kick them into the labs, and they have to prepare the things by themselves, and they are typically at the beginning like, "Ooh, do I really have to do it? Ooh, get my hands dirty." But at some point of time, they start to enjoy it, and this is something which will come over the time. Yeah. So most students are coming more from a theoretical program. So this hands-on lab-based teaching is something which is new for most of our international students. And I think all of us, we have some pretty good ideas on how we are going to kick you into that cold water.
It's also good studying by practice.
Yeah, so from our perspective, so we know, especially at the beginnings, the students have some problems. They have some fear of work in the lab, but latest after maybe 4, 6, 7 weeks in the first semester, they learn how to behave in the lab, how to use the equipment, and for sure the equipment is also distinguished to be used by students. And so all of the students, even the German students in the bachelor, they of course they have to learn how to work in the lab, how to behave in the lab, how to use different kinds of equipment. So it's also something which is a quite unique situation for the German students, but then in the first semester of their bachelors, maybe in the second one. But for sure, all of the students, at least who graduated, they were able to manage it and they passed it.
Thank you. Ms. Nordau, do you want to add anything?
I think there is nothing to add. I think we have the students from with the same experiences, not much experience in labs, and they all learn it. And as far as I know, most of them really enjoy it after a while.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now I want to combine two questions, and one of them was already answered by Professor Fromm. We had an attendee, or we still have, I don't know if the attendee is still in the audience, but from Italy, but without additional TOEFL or IELTS test. And then I got this question from different attendees. So first question will be, is it possible to apply with a certificate of medium of instruction from the university or workplace? I don't know. And the second question is a GPA generally important for the application, and what weight would you assign to it? Since Professor Fromm already started answering this one, let's start with you again with the second part probably, or if you want to elaborate on the first, for others who did not read the answer, that would be helpful.
Well, first of all, we are not accepting language of tuition simply because we've made the experience that a lot of students are facing issues with the English language even if they have had language of tuitions. We're getting quite a lot of applications where the students claim like, I have had English as language of tuition, but when I did my yields test, I failed. Can I apply still for your English program? I say, well, actually failing in your yields test already shows the problem, right? So we are really super strict on that. You need to have a yields or a TOEFL, not necessarily at the time of application, but at the time of getting enrolled at the very latest. But as we have a very large number of applicants, we give those who have like complete documents, of course, a certain preference. Yeah, so the recommendation definitely would be get your papers ready. All right. And the next question would be the GPA. Now the GPA, if you try to compare GPAs from different universities, this is a rather unfair approach. So what we actually do is we look at the topics. Over the last couple of years, I think we have evaluated around about 50,000 applications. So we have a pretty good feeling of which students from which universities are really compliant to our program. And this actually is taken into consideration. So we have not administrative staff, which is simply looking at numbers, but we really look into your motivation letters, we look into your CVs, we look into your records of your bachelor program, and marks plus working experience plus motivation plus language skills actually creates a full-blown picture, which is then evaluated at the end.
Thank you, Professor Gerber.
Yeah, so somehow we have the same approach. For sure, the GPA or CGPA has some impact. So we have defined some kind of a calculation routine to translate everything into points, and what will be taken into account is the CGPA, or in other words, the percentage value, because there's a difference between the different GPAs and CPGAs from different countries, from different universities so far. Then we also consider different kinds of work experience. We also consider the conformity to our course program. So we assign different kinds of points, and also working experience, and also different kinds of scientific experience will be considered. And this will be translated into one point system, and based on the point system, we will make a decision.
Thank you. Yeah, Professor.
So in Offenburg, we do the same thing. The mark is one part that we consider, but we also ask for motivation letter, recommendation letters, work experience, and we check carefully the transcript of the bachelor's degree to see if it fits into our program. And then the decision is made on a combination. So mark is part of it, but only part of it. It's not the most important part. So, and for the English proficiency, we are also very strict, not from the beginning, but from experience, we learned confirmations that English was the medium of instruction. Often it's only one subject that was held in English, and then the universities confirmed that the whole study program was in English. So we now ask for a proof like IELTS or TOEFL, and the only thing we accept is mother language, but everything else has to be proved.
So I'm sorry, the language requirements are identical for our university.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There are a number of questions about background knowledge and ECTS and all of that. I know you already answered this in some cases individually to a person, in other cases generally during the presentation. This information is also available on home pages, and you will receive it as a recap, so what kind of background is accepted. The question now is, in case something is missing in terms of ECTS, or there were, let's say, 2 ECTS less weighted courses than your expectations or your requirements, are there ways to compensate for that with additional courses at your universities, or to do a prep courses before, or it's very strict, and once the ECTS or the specific requirements are not met, the applicants or application is not being considered at all. Let's start with Professor Gerbach.
Yeah. So first of all, I think it's valid for all of us. We have a 4-semester master degree. And so the requirements of having missing credits is somehow not the critical. So I'm course leader since 4 years, and I never met a situation that maybe 3 or 6, maybe 10 ECTS was missing. But we had a situation that completely 1 year was missing so far. But this is not something we cannot manage so far. So what is our requirements? For sure, based on our experience, we had a situation that some ECTS were missing. Regarding the content, for sure, there could be some situations in which the students do not have the pre-knowledge or the expected requirements from our side. For this, we have decided to make another approach to have the first semester as some kind of a combined semester for all of the students. That the students from electronics, for example, learn some more about mechanics and mechanical design, and also from the process engineering point of view. The same is also for the mechanical engineers, which have to learn something about electronics so far, that they could focus in the second and third semester for in their field of specialization. So the students are prepared to study at our program, but we don't offer any kind of additional modules that students could compensate missing ECTS credits. As mentioned, we had a situation that only maybe one course was missing. Mostly it was a situation that one entire year was missing, and that we cannot compensate.
Mm-hmm. Just to follow up with you, Professor Gerbach, in case, because I saw that for some programs it's needed that you have a certain ECTS for a subject or course title. In such cases, is it possible to?
We don't have such situation in our course.
Okay, great. Ms. Nordau, I think you agree, but let's.
Yeah, it's the same with us. As it is a 4-semester program, we never faced applicants with not enough credits. I know from other programs we have that are only 3 semesters, then it's more difficult, and they have solutions like internship, or then there are special courses offered, but for CME, this is not the case.
Mm-hmm. Professor Fromm.
I think with us, it's maybe a little bit different. So from a formal counting of ECTS, we also don't have a problem because we have the same 4-semester program story. But when we are looking at the applications, we have like 2 situations. Either certain subjects are missing, or you have like not or insufficient marks in a specific subject. And then based on that, your application might get rejected, and this rejection or the people we have to reject, they are categorized. So we have like category A, B, and C rejections, and those who have been pretty close to getting an admit to our program will actually get a email from our end where we actually offer that we give them an individual advice on what can they do to improve the profile for the next year's application. And then we actually look very individually if the students are still interested in what can they do to actually have better chances in the next year. And this very often is, for example, taking some extra courses, doing some professional work in the area where we see some gaps and similar. But this then will really be done on a very individual basis. The students who are getting accepted will be placed in pre-semester classes. We will have like 6 weeks in the autumn and another 4 weeks in spring to level everybody up, because every bachelor program is slightly different. And these pre-semester classes plus the selection process actually allows us to get everybody on a somehow comparable level at the beginning of the real lectures.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Actually, I also want to thank the audience for being active. I do see your questions, everyone. Unfortunately, we are short in time, and you have the contact details of representatives, and also the program pages. You could also directly connect with them. The very last question and short question I want to take, since all of your programs have their own application portals, the question was, when should we expect the results? Is it only after the deadline is ending, or it's on I don't know, rolling basis maybe. I see Nancy is unmuted. Do you want to take this one? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say some last sentence about that. So still now we are proceeding new applications. We do it as fast as possible. We have a small team which is dealing with it every day, and we are also in contact with the applicants in case of some documents are missing. So if you apply tomorrow, then maybe next week you will receive an email from me that one document is missing. So as fast as we can, we proceed because we know you need the time to apply for visa. So we don't want to waste the time because we want you to have to study with us. So let's say it takes a month to go all through all steps, and if everything is completed, let's say a month, and we send the admissions first, and the others are coming to a waiting list, and then they can have admission after the deadline, or maybe they receive the rejection after the deadline. But the admissions usually are coming within a month.
Great, thank you. Ms. Nordau.
We also try to give out admissions as soon as possible. And I think mid of April will be the last time for admissions. By then, all the applications will have gone through it. We have a selection committee of several professors. This takes some time, but we try to be as fast as possible. So also, the first admissions we will also be able to give out within a month.
Thank you so much. And Professor Fuchs.
Basically very similar. We are checking them with a group of professors from the different majors, and we typically have like pretty clear profiles which will get an admit or a rejection. This will happen sometimes within a few days, and then we have like students who might get a seat depending on how many we are getting in. They are first placed in a waiting list to see like how many students we are having for the major, and they typically will get the admission or rejection typically 1 month after they have applied. But I think the important thing is because you're applying directly at the university, there is no risk that your application will get lost in some administrative process or something similar. Every application will be checked individually by the professors who are going to teach you afterwards. And well, you can imagine we have to do something in addition. We also have to hold lectures. We have to give exams. So we are not only checking applications, but we are doing that. Okay.